It was decent. It was a decent day. It's always a typical day one where guys have to understand and walk through the drills in order to be able to play, and the tempo was just all right because of the I won't say organization, but until they see it and they've been there and done it, then it's hard for them to go fast. And so, but it was good. I mean, it was a decent day.
First kind of day for a lot of these guys like this,
right? Yeah. You know, we had a few cramps here or there, and again, I just talked to them about being a pro. You know, the reality is they've got 15 of these guys are not going to be here in 2 more days, so they got to give ourselves an opportunity to be evaluated. And so, again, between now and tomorrow, they got to take care of themselves so that we can evaluate them truthfully as a pro football player.
Short time for them to prove themselves. What does a guy have to do to stand out and separate himself in the short span of time?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, as a pass rusher, we got to show we got the ability to get to the quarterback, and as a pass protector, you got to stay between yourself and the quarterback, and then as a defensive, as a linebacker or running back, it's essentially the same thing. Can they play? Defensive backs have to show they have the ability to cover, and it wasn't hard to pick out the 1 or 2 guys at receiver today that number 1 could get open and number 2 catch the football.
You had 7 QBs here. You got your 2 veterans watching today. Talk about that whole process going through. That's a lot of QBs for training camp.
Yeah, it is.
How differently do you have to change things up from normal to get a look at them all?
We've just got to do a really good job of getting enough reps so that you can see them have the ability to throw the ball, and then the off-the-field stuff becomes very important as far as who knows what we're doing, be able to challenge them mentally so that because it's not just throwing the ball. It's not just being able to take a drop back and being able to deliver the football. If it were that easy, we'd have probably a whole bunch of people lined up. It's the ability to get the group in now, the huddle, to control the group, and and the guys that can kind of settle in and be able to manufacture offense.
The job's open. You got a lot of guys here. Talk about that process of just going through it and trying to make the right decision.
Yeah, we do have a lot of guys here, but we've made a lot of changes in our roster. So we just want to have the best players available, and so the numbers are rather large.
Chris, it sounds like not a lot of veteran QBs are making it to other rookie camps here. What's the importance of bringing in Cornelius?
Yeah, they need to understand what we're doing, give themselves an opportunity to make our football team. They've got to hear the terminology and that type of thing, and we can't worry about anything other than our football team. So we'll speak about us.
Are we going to see them throw over
the
rookie camp?
No, they'll be throwing once the vets get here.
There was a tweet that I was going to ask you about that said the Elks received an exemption.
A what?
A tweet. So I think it was Farhan Louji saying that the Elks received an exemption when it came to veteran quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm not speaking about that today. That's for the league to talk about.
Okay.
Appreciate it though.
So let's focus on a couple of guys then.
Ford did very good. I mean, he actually he impressed today. He came out early and he studied his playbook overnight because he was very good at getting the guys in and out of the huddle, and both he and Beaudry did some very good things.
Is he a converted wide receiver?
Who's that?
7th?
Who's that?
7th?
No, he's not. He played quarterback. He's played quarterback and receiver, but he played quarterback.
So what is it you like about him?
Who's that?
What do you like about him?
Well, I mean, again, all of our quarterbacks did some good things today. We've got 2 or 3 that've got to do a better job of getting the ball out of their hands and knowing where to go with the football. But, no, we've got a good group, and we feel good about moving forward with a couple of them.
Any idea about the number of guys you have out here right now?
No, not really. I mean, again, it's rather early. I mean, we've only been out here 1 day, so we've probably got about 75 reps to go in and evaluate.
So is that what you set out to accomplish? I know when there's so many guys and so much going on, did you set out what you accomplished?
Well, again, sometimes you kind of fill your plate up too much and you can't quite, eat all you put on the plate, and that's kind of where I was today. I wanted to try to get a few more plays than we actually got, but I've got to be smart too because, if you injure 2 or 3 guys and you can't go double barrel tomorrow, then it makes it pretty tough to get our practice done like we want to.
Coach, you're getting to know these guys, and I wonder, because I think I heard you say, why are you walking? This is a job interview. That said, what do you hope these guys take from you and know about you? What do you want them to know?
Well, again, we're not going to, we're not going to sit there and try to coach effort. I mean, if a guy doesn't want to put his headgear on and get from drill to drill, you're not going to be here. You can go somewhere else and try to make a football team, but you're not going to be here. And that's just the way we've always been. And, if we play with a little bit lesser athlete, but a guy that's a little bit hungrier, then so be it.
Chris, what was it like being just back on this field? I know it's a familiar spot for you,
Yeah.
and when you found a lot of success on last
It was real good. You know, I mean, it was kind of like, you know, we've been here a bunch of times, you know, when you're coaching against them. And then, of course, when we were here prior, we did have a really good, you know, run and had a bunch of good players. And it's very reminiscent. We've got a couple of players here that kind of put you in mind of somebody that we've had in the past, you know. So it was good to be back out.
Can I ask how important this is for the coaching staff? I know most of you guys have worked together really well in the past and for a long time, but
Yeah.
you're working some new guys in. You guys have to kind of get a system going too?
Yeah, we're knocking the rust off, quite honestly. You know, we hadn't been together as a group since 2018, and you know, we've got to bring a little bit more to the table than what we brought today as a coaching staff. So I'm going in, we're going to talk to them about it, and you know, we can't just say one thing and then, you know, preach one thing and then do another. We've got to walk the walk, you know. So we got to bring our A game every time we step on the field.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, thank
Thanks,
y'all.
Chris.